I used to be terrified of fat. It sounds ridiculous now, but for years I believed that fat was the enemy. I avoided butter like poison, skipped the yolks in my eggs, and stocked my fridge with every low-fat label I could find. I thought I was doing everything right, eating my whole grains, staying away from saturated fat, and drowning my salads in fat-free dressing. But despite all that effort, I was tired, inflamed, and constantly hungry. My name is Amanda. I followed the mainstream advice to the letter, and I was getting sicker by the year. It started with brain fog. Then my skin broke out. My energy dipped. I began to crave sugar like it was oxygen. And worst of all, no matter how hard I tried, I couldn't lose the weight I'd gained. It was as if my body was working against me. So I did what I always do when I feel lost. I dove into research. And that's when I found the Burn It Nutrition podcast. I started with an episode that asked a simple question. What if we've been lied to about fat all along? That single idea cracked my world open. In this episode, Joseph breaks down the truth about healthy fats. He explains how fats, particularly saturated fats, have been unfairly demonized for decades due to flawed studies and misinterpreted science, and that many of the low-fat recommendations were driven not by health outcomes, but by industry agendas. He talks about how healthy fats are essential, not optional, for hormone production, brain function, nutrient absorption, and energy. That our cells, our skin, our minds rely on fat to function. Suddenly, the dots started to connect. I realized I wasn't tired or foggy because I was eating too much. I was tired because I wasn't fueling my body properly. I was starving myself of the very thing it needed to thrive. So I made the shift. Slowly, carefully, I reintroduced healthy fats into my life. Avocados, wild salmon, grass-fed butter, olive oil, pasture-raised eggs. I stopped fearing fat and started respecting it. And within weeks, I felt like myself again. My brain woke up. My cravings stabilized. My skin cleared. I wasn't chasing meals or obsessing over calories. I finally felt nourished. The truth is, real food heals, and fat, when it comes from clean, unprocessed sources, is not just safe. It's vital. If you've ever been afraid of fat or confused by conflicting advice, I urge you, listen to this episode. Joseph walks you through the history, the science, and the simple steps to bring real, nourishing fats back into your life. You can find the full episode of the Burn It Nutrition podcast by going to burnitnutrition.com/podcast15, or just search Burn It Nutrition on iTunes or Spotify. And before you go, let's talk about one of the simplest yet most powerful upgrades to your health: hydration. Most people think hydration is just about drinking water, but the key is electrolyte balance. That is why I use Element electrolytes daily. With the right mix of sodium, potassium, and magnesium, your body functions at its best. It keeps me hydrated, supports my workouts, and improves recovery. Right now, Element is offering a free sample pack with any purchase. Just go to drinkelement.com/burnit to grab yours. The truth about fat isn't scary, it's freeing. Once I stopped fearing it and started fueling with it, everything changed.